What is up everyone, Barricade here and bringing you guys a quick Gears 5 tech test discussion video. I'm going to be talking about my general impressions of the game itself and what I enjoyed and didn't enjoy about the game. So first off, just the very first thing I want to say is overall while playing the Gears 5 tech test for the first and second week, I like the game. The game itself is pretty damn fun overall and I can't wait to get my hands on it early next month. But the first thing I just kind of wanted to talk about, I'd like to go over the bad stuff first and then kind of segue into the good stuff. So the very first thing I really wanted to point out is just a few things about three things that I really want to discuss. So the very first thing is something just general, just my personal opinion when it comes to it, and that is arcade mode is fun. I personally like arcade mode. I like the idea, that we all have our own set weapons and things of that nature. And it's really fast, simple, fun gameplay that you can hop in with a friend to kill time before your main squad gets on, and you can play ranked once your main squad is on. I personally liked it. I liked how in the tech test they actually updated it to where you can have 3 players in a squad while playing arcade. I hope that in the Gears 5 actual full game, that when they have social, which I'm not really sure if they are, they haven't mentioned anything, but if they have a normal social mode like Gears 2, 3, and 4, I hope that it allows 3 players, because when Gears 4 was out, the one thing that kind of sucked for me was me and my brother would like to play a lot with our friend, but honestly we're kind of more just chill when it's just us 3. So we like to play social, but the game didn't allow us. It only allows 2 players in the squad of social. So we'd play ranked and it was fun overall, but sometimes we would just get utterly destroyed when we'd fight like a sweaty squad, and it was kind of, unfair when we would fight a stacked team. So I really liked how when it came to that, how it had the 3 players for arcade, and I hope they follow suit with the same thing with social. But the one thing I want to talk about, the bad thing about it, is the fact that I felt it was kind of weird how the characters didn't spawn with the Nasher, like only certain characters did. I felt like having the fact that you would only use ARs and assault rifles, hammerburst, whatever, to start off with, it kind of made the game really campy at times, and there was a lot of times where people would play as Foz and just use sniper, and that's all they would do. They would just sit there and camp and try to snipe the whole game. I feel like they should really sit there and think about maybe changing some aspects of the game so it becomes less campy, less standing somewhere and just pointing up and just shooting out. It kind of got really boring sometimes, and I feel like the thing that would fix it is if they didn't make Nasher a weapon that would spawn. Just make it that everyone spawns with a Nasher, and then replace it to where any character that did have that as a spawn weapon, change it to something else better. Maybe change it to like nades or something along like that to kind of make the game more aggressive. Because that was the only really gripe I had with arcade, was that depending on who you were playing with and against, it can become really campy really fast. And that's something I didn't really like about arcade mode. The next 2 things here, they kind of go hand in hand, so I guess you can see it as one thing. But I just kind of wanted to discuss something a little important, because I feel like it's something that they really need to take care of, and they have been discussing it on Twitter and kind of taking the initiative about it, so that's a good thing. But what I'm talking about here is the fact that the game itself would actually make some players feel ill while playing it due to the flashing from the Omen and even from the flashbangs. So the one thing I saw on Twitter was there was a discussion, a thread, that a player basically pointed out that he had trouble with the Omen because when it would come up when he would take damage, it kind of flashed in a weird way that would really mess with him, and it even caused this poor player to even have a seizure. So he actually posted a Twitter post to them basically telling them what happened, and then they actually started taking initiative to speak with him and message him to hopefully help out to maybe find a solution to this problem. Me personally, when it comes to the Omen, I didn't really like it. It wasn't something that I really preferred. I really don't like the idea of how it looks, how it gets really blurry and weird when you take damage. And the only really good thing I liked about it was how when you would take damage, it would point you in the direction of where you're getting shot from. That was cool. But besides that, I didn't really like the Omen. I thought it felt really weird to look at, and just the whole idea of it like basically obstructing you when you're taking damage, this still doesn't really make sense to me, and I feel like it's a big distraction more than anything. And maybe that's what they were going for. I get that. Maybe they wanted to make the player feel like, oh no, I'm taking damage. This is the type of thing where I'm gonna feel really obstructed and it's really intense, whatever. But it just wasn't something that I really liked, and I know a lot of other players didn't like. And the fact that it was also making this poor player have a seizure, it's a little bit of a call for concern. When it comes to me personally, I just didn't really like it, but it never made me feel like sick or ill or anything really in general. But there was one aspect of the game that did, in fact, kind of physically hurt me. So what I'm talking about is the flashbangs. I personally don't like how when you get hit by a flashbang, it's just a big flash of light in the player's eyes while you're playing the game. And the thing is, I don't really like the idea that it's something that you can spawn with, because there was games where people were spamming it extremely bad, and I understand that's a tactic. I get that. It's something that they were using to basically use as a stun tactic to rush the ring when I played King of the Hill. I get it. But the problem with the flashbang is that, one, in my personal opinion, it shouldn't be a weapon you can start with, or an item, I guess, a grenade, whatever. It should be something that you have to pick up, similar to like flames or shock or something like that. Giving everybody that, it kind of was a little concerning, because there was one night when I played the tech test, and unfortunately the game I got in, the 2 games in a row I got in, I don't know if they were the same players, maybe they were. We were playing Koth, and the players literally just spammed the hell out of the flash grenades, and it literally was so bad that you were basically getting flashed like every 5 to 10 seconds, because these guys were trying hard. They would rush the ring, try to take the ring, flashbang you, shoot you, whatever. And, well, when it comes to those matches, we won, so just if anyone was wondering. But in the end, after playing against those guys for so long and basically getting flash grenaded every, like, 10 seconds, it actually caused me to get a really bad migraine. And it was really concerning, because I never had this problem while playing Gears of War before. I've never had a situation where the game physically made me hurt. And the migraine was so bad and so intense that it actually rolled into the next day. When I woke up, I still had it, and it literally lasted all day, literally like over 24 hours. And then the following day, because it was from Friday to Saturday, and then all day Saturday I was in pain, and then into Sunday, when I woke up on Sunday, I finally felt better. I didn't have a headache anymore, and it was kind of really scary, because I've never had that happen in general. I've never had a migraine last that long. And even though I was taking a lot of aspirin and everything, it was still messing with me. And then eventually I felt better later on. And I kind of was a little concerned to play the game afterwards, because I don't really want something like that to continue. So I really hope that maybe they really think about maybe making the flashbang something you just pick up. Maybe make the animation when you get flashed something different, so it's not so strong and in your face. Whatever they can think of to maybe not make it so affecting, that'd be good, because overall, it was a little concerning, because, like I stated before, I never had this problem while playing a Gears of War game, or a game in general. I've never been physically hurt while staring at the screen. I know I played for a long time, but I never had a migraine last over 24 hours because I was playing Gears of War. And I kind of am a little concerned about players that have, physical conditions that might cause them to have seizures. I'm really surprised that the guy that had the seizure because of the Omen didn't have a seizure because of the flashbang, because I feel like that's something that could have easily caused that to somebody. And it's also something something they need to really address. And so overall, though, when it comes to the game, I didn't really have too much of problems when it came to the game itself. Obviously it had problems with matchmaking when it first came out, but that's what the whole point of the tech test. It was a little concerning because of the fact that Gears 3 and Gears 4's beta never really had matchmaking problems, but yet Gears 5's tech test does. And I understand it's a tech test, but still, it just kind of didn't make sense to me that it had matchmaking problems. But besides the matchmaking problems and, basically getting flashbanged to death, the game itself was pretty good, and I really liked it, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to play it. I'm going to make videos on it, and I want to continue making this content for this game. But I just really wanted to address and talk about those facts, because I feel like it's something that really needs to be addressed, because someone that has these type of conditions that can have seizures and things like that, this game could be a really big red flag for them if they don't address that perfectly and correctly. So that's just the one thing I really wanted to talk about. So, but overall, the game itself was good. And besides those, minor things, well, not really minor, but besides those few things, the game itself was fun overall. And the only really time I really had problems with the game itself while playing it was I believe in the second tech test, the second week when they did the stress test, that's when the game did start having some problems where I felt like my Nasher wasn't really working. People were sponging. It felt like playing Gears 4 again. But I understand it was a stress test, and that's the whole point of it, to try to address that and fix that. So overall, guys, I just really wanted to just simply state the fact that I love the game. Definitely going to be playing it. Definitely going to make content for it. But when it comes to this series and how long I've been following it, I am brutally honest, and I will tell and express my opinion when something needs to be addressed. So overall, though, besides those physical hiccups with, the flashbangs and the Omen and everything, all of that, the game was good. And I really suggest, if you like the Gears of War series, definitely pick up this game when it comes out, or at least try it through Game Pass so you can see if you like it overall. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop with the video here. I know that talking about the bad actually ended up being a lot longer, so I'm going to make a separate video talking about the good. So we're going to get the good here. I don't hate the game. I love it. But we're going to talk about more of the good in the next video. If you guys like this video, please definitely hit that like button and subscribe, and tell me what you guys think about the Gears 5 tech test. Overall, guys, did you have any physical problems while playing this game? Did the flashbangs, did the Omen, did anything mess with you to make you feel physically ill? That's something I really want to be talked about when it comes to this, and I know they're going to be working on it, but definitely just want to kind of point it out there. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, also hit the notification bell so anytime I make a video, you guys can be notified. Thanks for watching, guys, and take it easy. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see my most recent Gears of War video, hit that link on the left. If you want to see any of my other content, hit that link on the right. Thanks for watching, guys.